It's Two Dudes with Attitudes, a wrestling podcast with Ryan Enjoys Wrestling and MW. Oh, and this is our AEW Grand Slam Australia prediction show, a special edition just for all you AEW fans. We're going to predict all 6 of the matches for an event that's probably, as we're recording live right now, in 3 hours, which is wild. We're not going to get it for a whole day, but in 3 hours. And I'm assuming there's going to end up being 27 matches, but 6 right now that we're going to predict. Ryan, are you excited for this card? And you're going to watch it tomorrow after everyone spoils it like Santi and so.
Oh, yeah. It'll get spoiled at 3 o'clock in the morning. But, yeah, I'm excited for it. I do wish that we were talking about this offline, but I do wish AEW would follow what the WWE does with Netflix when that's people get on VPNs and when Raw is on in Europe or something, or they're on the European tour and it's on at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they go ahead and air it. Or if it's SmackDown on, because it airs on Netflix in other countries, so they go ahead and air it. And I wish AEW would do that for their pay-per-view for these special events, because this show's in Australia. It's right now, I think we said it was 3:30 or 3:49 p.m. in Australia, and the gates open in about 2.5 hours in Australia time. So they should go ahead and just air it, and then if people watch it, great. If not, put it on regular TV at 8 o'clock, and now you have more audience watching it. So I don't know. I wish they would just go ahead and air it, though, instead of letting potential spoilers come and nobody wants to see this. People are going to watch clips online of somebody else watching it or somebody else posting about it, and then they're not going to watch the actual show. That's what I worry about.
I thought that was the point of the HBO Max deal, was that they have that option to do that, and then they can air the rerun on TNT. I don't know. Maybe they have something to deal with still TNT since it's working both still. I don't know. But I thought that was the whole point of HBO Max, dude. Just air that shit. Run it. I'll watch it at midnight at my time. Probably 3:30 your time. I don't know if you'll watch it, but 12:30 my time, I'll watch that shit. Whatever. It's Saturday. What do I got to do? Or it's Friday. What do I got to do?
Yeah. But yeah, I do think AEW should air it, but who knows, man? But I think it's going to be a good show. I really do. I think they did a good job last year, if you remember correctly. Mariah May lost the AEW Women's Championship to Toni Storm in Australia last year in the main event. Last year's was a really good show, and I think this year is going to be even better. So I'm excited for it.
All right. Well, as always, let's get into those predictions and hit that music, bro.
2 dudes with attitudes. Let's go. 2 dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E, the 2 dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
All right, as we said, we got 6 stacked matches. And as always, if this is your first time listening, welcome to 2 Dudes with Attitudes. This is the best unknown pro wrestling podcast on planet Earth. And it's also the best pure pro wrestling podcast, period. But if you have never seen our predictions, our boy, the producer, the guy right next to me, Ryan, tries to get the match order down packed. He is perfect on WWE because he has 4 opportunities and usually nails them. And WWE usually gives you 1 or 2 of them. He is batting, I think, 100 on AEW ones. We'll see. But he only has 6 this time. He only has 6 this time. So let's see if he gets it right. Ryan, let's go. Let's start these predictions and let's see what your match order is going to be.
All right. So we're going to start off with the hometown hero, Toni Storm and Orange Cassidy, taking on Marina Shafir and Wheeler Yuta in the hair versus hair match.
All right. So is Tekla also Australian? I'm hearing she's Australian as well, correct? Okay, so there's all sorts of Australians, mate, on here. But, all right, so it's hair versus hair. Ryan, you always get to go first. Who do you got? Who is having their hair? Because only one person gets their head shaved. Who is getting their head shaved?
Yeah, the person who's getting their head shaved is the person that's taking the pinfall. That's the rule. And it's the one person who needs to have their head shaved, the one person who is drastically in need of a haircut, and that is none other than Wheeler Yuta. Is going to finally get his head shaved. I do think Marina Shafir would look like a badass with a head shave. I don't know about. I think Toni Storm is crazy enough to shave her head. I think she's so into her character and her gimmick that she would completely do it. I don't think Orange Cassidy is going to be anywhere near a set of head trimmers.
No.
So I think it's, and I think they might try to do something with the Roderick Strong heel turn, quote unquote, on Dynamite. So maybe he tries to cost them the match or something. And I could see that angle playing into it. But the person who's going to get their head shaved is going to be Wheeler Yuta. That's my bold prediction. Wheeler Yuta gets his head shaved, and Orange Cassidy and Toni Storm get the win.
This is a brave match to open up with. Good on you, man. You think this is the first match? I'm actually surprised.
Yeah, hometown hero Toni Storm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a 0% chance any of the females are getting their head shaved. Although I think they would both look bad. Well, I don't know if Tony would look bad with her head shaved. I think Marina Shafir would, though. What up, girl? But Orange Cassidy's not. It's gotta be 100% Wheeler Yuta. So yeah, I got our boy Orange Cassidy pinning Wheeler Yuta. They're gonna shave his head. You know what the funny thing is that they were once in a match where they got to shave someone's head where they were together. So the irony indeed. I feel like every hair match ever since the beginning of time in the WWF back in the 80s and stuff, when they did it with Brutus Barbecuing, they did it with Trump and Vince. I feel like you always know who's going to win. There's always one person, right? Kurt Angle. There's always, who's going to get their head shaved. So, yeah, I think this one's going to be Wheeler Yuta. I think this match is going to be a lot of fun, though. I'm excited for it. All right, Ryan, what's next?
Yeah. All right. Next
we're 1 for 1, and that's 2 for 2, technically.
Yeah.
Oh, you think number 2? All right, you're going with Jon Moxley defending his pointless Continental Championship versus one Takeshita. I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is the hardest prediction of the night. I don't know if you agree with me. I think this is the hardest one in my eyes. Who do you got, Moxley or Takeshita?
I'm going to go with Takeshita. I think Takeshita is going to get the win. He's going to leave Australia with the Continental Championship. And I think we're finally, I don't think it's happening in Australia. I don't think it's happening at the show, but I think we're finally going to get the story of Jon Moxley leaving the Death Riders. Either they turn on him or he turns on them, and they remain heels or something. But I do think we finally go that route where they snap. They've had enough of him losing. He lost the world title. He lost blood and guts. He lost all these people. Now he's dropped he won the Continental Classic. Now he's dropped the Continental Championship. The Death Riders are going to be tired of him. They're going to move on. And I think Takeshita gets the win, and Don Callis' family reigns supreme once again.
I like that pick. This is why I think it's the hardest, even harder than Hangman and Andrade. I think this is the hardest decision. I'm not going to disagree with you, but I'm going to go with Jon Moxley. And here's why. I just think that if Takeshita wins, he's feuding with Okada. They're going to have to fight soon. And I don't think we can do title for title. Like, they just did it. And then all of a sudden it was just able to be split. They unified it, named the unified title, and then broke it up again, and it was just 2 different titles again. They're going to do that again, and I think if Takeshita and Okada are wrestling, they have to put both titles up for grabs. I'm going to say this keeps going a little bit longer. I'm going to go with Moxley defeating Takeshita, probably with the help from Okada, to be honest with you. Yeah,
I could see Okada interfering too, but I do think it's time to move Jon Moxley away from the Death Riders, and I think this could be the catalyst as to why that happens. So we're see.
Getting there. All right, number 3. Woo! Ryan's got the best out of 7. When you think of game 7s, you know what I mean? The number one thing I think about is Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe, baby. The match I always wanted and didn't give 2 shits about. I'm still confused at the fact that Fletcher defeated Ciampa so quickly, and why did he even beat Briscoe? We could have got here without any of that, but check that out in another episode. But Kyle Fletcher, Mark Briscoe, ladder match, TNT title. Why are you picking Kyle Fletcher?
I don't know, because I would say because he just won the damn thing, but That didn't stop
He
Ciampa
has
from
to win,
dropping.
right?
Yeah, he has
it
to.
has to happen,
Yeah,
right?
it has to. But we didn't think Ciampa would lose it so soon. So I don't know anymore. But I think Kyle Fletcher is going to win. He just won the thing, and I don't think we've seen the end of Ciampa versus Kyle Fletcher for the TNT title. No disrespect to Mark Briscoe. He's had his moment in the sun. He had his TNT championship. I know this is match 7 of the best of 7, but Kyle Fletcher needs the gold. And that's why I also think Takeshita is going to win. The top 3 guys in the Don Callis family are all going to have titles, and then that's going to kind of cause a little bit of a power struggle. So Kyle Fletcher gets the win. That's my prediction.
I hate you. I hate you for that. I am so over the Don Callis family, like
I know.
so over it, and they're going to be all. Here's the thing. I didn't even know these guys.
I don't like
wrestled.
it either.
Yeah. No. I didn't know these guys wrestled 3 times, let alone 7 now. I'm like, what the? And I have disrespect for Briscoe. Look, I love the dude. He's a good guy. I feel so sorry. His story is tragic, and he was a great tag team, but he has not done it for me in his singles run. Even when he came out and talked after Kyle Fletcher won, I don't understand anything the dude says. It's like, it's like all these, Republicans who are mad at Bad Bunny. I felt the same way watching Mark Briscoe talk when he's like, ladder match. I'm like, oh, what the are you saying? Yeah. But nonetheless, I got Kyle Fletcher beating him with ease. He's going to move on from Mark Briscoe. I'm hoping forever. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, Kyle Fletcher wins this easily. He's Australian, mate. He's totally win this match.
Yeah.
That's the reason why he won it back.
That's why I think I was going to say that's the reason he won the thing back is because they had to get him on the card for Australia.
Wouldn't it have made more sense just to have him and Briscoe for the title, Briscoe as champion, and he wins it in Australia? I mean, instead of having yeah. Once again, watch our past episode. We'll tell you why. All right, you got Hangman Adam Page versus Andrade, Mr. Flair, and they're going to wrestle. The winner will face the champion, number 1 contender match at Revolution out here in my hometown, Los Angeles. Ryan, who do you got? Maybe you think this is the hardest match to predict. I think this is an easy one, but let's see.
Yeah, no, I think this one's pretty easy as well. AEW has spent all of 2026 trying to make Andrade a thing. Andrade's beaten the likes of Swerve. He beat Kenny Omega. And much to my dismay, he is going to beat Hangman Adam Page and become the number 1 contender. And again, the Don Callis family reigns supreme in AEW. They're going to have the number 1 contender for MJF's title, then the TNT championship, the international championship, and the Continental championship.
So
it's going to continue because that's the story that AEW is telling for some reason. But Andrade's getting the win, and he's going to wrestle MJF at Revolution. They've been spending this whole year trying to make him a thing with the ladies' man gimmick and all that, and it's going to culminate with him getting a title shot. They got to stick it to WWE somehow.
Yeah, go Don Callis. Hopefully there's a good thing there's no more Don Callis matches after this. Yeah, I mean, Andrade's winning. I said a long time. I predicted this before he even beat Swerve and moved on and so on, that Andrade was going to get this opportunity because California, we love our Latinos, baby. That's what we're all about here in the city of angels. That's Los Angeles for a reason. I think Andrade versus MJF just spills money. I think people will fill the seats. I think Andrade will get cheered as well at Revolution by the live crowd. Hopefully we'll be there. I think he's going to be, it just is what it is. Money talks. So yeah, I think Hangman will move on to bigger and better things. But right now we'll have Andrade versus MJF. We can't have Hangman and MJF already again. Makes no sense. So Andrade, MJF.
They wrestled at last year's Revolution. Yeah.
Well, sorry, I said MJF. We still have a prediction later on. Andrade versus MJF or Brody King at Revolution. Yeah. Excuse me. Woo! In one of the finest women's tag team matches of all time, we got Willow and Harley, the Babes of Wrath, versus the newly named Mega Bad. Look at them. One's Mega and one's Bad. Which one is which? Because they're both fine. Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne for the women's tag titles. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I think we're gonna get Mega Bad. I think they're gonna win the AEW women's tag team titles. I think I made Willow. I said one of my lows in our episode last time about Willow Nightingale having both the TBS title and the tag team titles, and it's kind of diminishing her TBS championship win. I think it's because she has the tag team titles and that's all she's focusing on. I think Mega Bad needs to win. They've established themselves as a really solid tag team. And yeah, I think Megan Bain leaves. I think she's from Australia as well. So I think she's going to win gold in her home country. AEW is the opposite of WWE, where WWE will have you lose in your hometown. Not only will you lose, you'll get you'll get annihilated in your hometown. Right? You'll get destroyed in your home. Like you'll get squashed. Here, like AEW gives you championships in your hometown, and it's going to happen here. We're going to get new tag team champions.
So isn't Harley Cameron Australian? What is she?
She is too. Yeah, she's Australian. Australian.
Yeah, so I wanted to take the gamble. I really, really, really did. I wanted to go with Mega Bad, but I think the Babes of Wrath are hot right now, man. And you just had Statlander lose. I don't think you want to have all your fan favorites lose. So I'm going to go with Babes of Wrath. I think they win, even though I think Mega Bad actually should have won them originally without Penelope Ford. I think it should have been, Megan Bain and Marina Shafir. We both agreed to that. Yeah, but I think the Babes of Wrath continue. They're hot, man. Hot. Why not? Let's keep it going. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I can go with you. I can see both ways.
Yeah, same here.
All right. The main event, Brody King, fresh off his squashing of one co-star of Happy Gilmore 2, MJF. It is AEW World Championship time. Who do you got, and why is it Brody King?
Before I get into my predictions, speaking of co-stars of Happy Gilmore 2, everyone should go listen to MJF's interview on the Chris Van Fleet. It was so good. Incredible. It was really damn good. He, when he's not doing his heel shtick, he's actually a really likable guy. And he said a lot of positive things about AEW, said a lot of great things about WWE and his relationship with other wrestlers. In MJF, his branding for AEW over the Super Bowl week was incredible. He did a picture with Seth Rollins. He was doing videos.
So awesome.
He was carrying the AEW championship everywhere he went. This guy's getting it, man. I think he's he is him. He is him for AEW, and they would lose. If he goes to WWE ever, it's gonna hurt AEW in a big way.
I mean, before you do your prediction, one, he is gonna go to WWE. The end. It's inevitable. But I have to say, this interview, for one, he was in both character and out of character. Just so he went back and forth. He was like pretending like he didn't know who Chris Van Fleet was. I've never interviewed you before. Like he was back and forth. But yes, nonetheless, this interview shows you how fake. I've always said tribalism is fake. It's not real. There's no such thing as tribalism. You either are a moron or you're not a moron, right? I don't believe in this whole he admits it. Him and Seth have videos of them like hanging out. Like the wrestlers don't care. Eric Bischoff, amongst other people, have talked about forever. What if you would have opened up the gate and Triple H and DX would have got in? He said, nothing. I didn't open it because they would have just hung out. They're all friends. The guys on the other side of the gate thought it was hilarious that they were invading WCW. No one gives a shit. Fans make everything worse. Me and you were just talking about it. I live in California. Who hates California? Everybody who lives outside of California. Nobody who lives in California hates California. It's everyone that's just how it is. And one last thing, because you talked about how he talked about people in a positive light. Do you remember what he said about one Becky Lynch, the hottest thing in pro wrestling today? What did he say about her? Do you remember?
I'm trying to remember. Yeah.
If you hate Becky Lynch, basically, if you hate
something
Becky
wrong
Lynch,
with you.
You can go fuck yourself, basically. Yeah. If you hate Becky Lynch,
that's
go
right.
Fuck yourself, because she is her. And I just loved it because I don't know how you can't love. She just looks like an amazing human. That Seth Rollins posted a bunch of videos of her for something. I don't know, it was a birthday, Mother's Day, something. And she was just like a regular person. She had like red Solo cups like at a concert, and she was like drinking them with it looks, for one, she's smoking hot, but she just looks super cool. And her and Seth look like a great couple. Seth looks like a really cool dude too. Most pro wrestlers are cool people, man. You got to remember, to be in a business where you have to pretend fight, that takes a lot of humility and being humble, right? You have to be able to do that, or you'll counter react on things or get upset when shit happens. Some people like Brock Lesnar's a dick. Okay, he might be a bad person with these allegations, but he's a true good human when it comes to like kindness. He doesn't, supposedly he's the safest wrestler in all of pro wrestling ever, possibly. So it's like,
that's what they say.
Wrestlers, yeah, they're good people, man. They just really, really are with their flaws. Some of them have flaws, but
yeah, and I think you're right. I think the wrestlers themselves do not give a shit about tribalism or any of that stuff. Like MJF has said it before, like we'll watch WrestleMania backstage and root for our guys, and I'm sure they're watching Dynamite. I'm sure they're watching us. And Chelsea Green even said in a couple of interviews that when wrestlers get released, she gives them the contact numbers of people in TNA and AEW. Yeah. She's like, I might get in trouble for saying this, but that's what I do. And it's because they care about the wrestlers, they care about each other. It's a fraternity and a sorority. That's all it is. It's a family. And so I think, all this like, well, they can't go to WWE, they can't go to AEW. Like, stop. They don't care.
Yeah, and Chelsea Green doesn't matter anyway. She'll never be as big as Charlotte Flair. All right, you ready for the predictions?
Of course.
Let's do.
Gordon is one Triple H
too. That was scripted as well. Look how big she is right now. Nothing is real, people. Just so you know, Unreal is the most unreal thing ever.
I hate
all right,
that show.
Brody King.
That show sucks.
It's so bad. The second season was trash. All right, who do you got, Brody King or MJF?
With that being said, I think MJF is going to retain as AEW World Champion. He's going to continue his reign as All Elite Wrestling's champion. And the question isn't if he wins, it's how he wins. And I think there was a name that he brought up in a promo against Brody King a few weeks ago. And it's not Malachi Black, but it was the other guy, Buddy Matthews. I think Buddy Matthews, who's from Australia, married to Rhea Ripley, he's in WWE. He's married to Rhea Ripley. He was Brody King's last tag team partner before he broke his ankle and Brody kind of went on his own thing and teamed with Brodito and became BFFs with Bandito, got over with Bandito. I think he's going to come back and play a significant factor behind MJF retaining his title. He's going to come back in Australia and beat down Brody King. We're going to have that story going for us, and MJF's going to go on to feud with Andrade at Revolution. So that's my prediction. We get the return of Buddy Matthews, and he takes out his former tag team partner.
I like that a lot. I got MJF winning the end. There's no chance Brody King wins. He got a squash match. That was his moment. I like that, though. And he popped on recently, supposedly threatening like Rhea Ripley's ex-boyfriend or something. I don't know. But yeah, so I mean, he's trying to get some airwaves again. He's been out for a minute. I mean, you know how I feel about Buddy. I think he's whatever, trash. But I'd like to see that. Let's start some feuds and get it going. Yeah, I dig that.
It's a story. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, we want them to tell stories. There's a story right there for the taking, and bring him back in his home country of Australia. Let him get the home pop, and then let him attack Brody King and turn heel. Bring it on.
Yeah, well said. All right. There you go. I think we agreed on every single one but the women's tag team match. So take those to the bank. Hopefully we're 100% right. Let's see. I think this was a pretty easy card to predict other than the one. But yeah, so that is our AEW Grand Slam Australia predictions. They'll be up in about 3 hours, mate. So go check it out if you want and put another shrimp on the barbie.
Shrimp on the barbie. New Jersey.
I do love it. Yeah, right. That's the greatest, that movie. I want to watch it. But yeah, Australia is the greatest place. I've never been. I've just heard it's great. I've seen it. I know a lot of Australians, and they are the kindest, greatest humans ever. Them and Canadians are like, I don't think there's one evil person in Australia and Canada ever. So I'm glad they go to Australia. I think and they light it up. It's a good atmosphere. So yeah, those are our predictions, man. Are you ready? Let's see how we do. We'll find out in a few hours. Or actually, we won't find out till tomorrow unless I ain't Googling, no spoilers. So Santy, stay off my FYP. Homie, stay off.
He'll pop up. And Wheezy will be there.
Dude, don't even watch it.
Yeah.
She's going to be, who's stupid? People who don't illegally stream pay-per-views. You guys are stupid. Yeah. What? Somebody got mad at me because I said they were stupid. Give me likes. Oh my God. Wheezy, get out of our platform, homie. Dude, get away. Anyway, we're better without you. All right, man. But that is our AEW prediction show. As always, if you like hearing us talk mess or just talk about predictions, hit that subscribe button, give us some comments, and follow us. As always, if you just want to check me out, I'm at my_wrestling_opinion on all your social media. And with me, as always, is the man who has 7 diplomas behind him.
Yeah, I'm at a family friend's house. Those are not my diplomas, but
we knew it wasn't.
I got it. Hey, I got a diploma. I'll have you know, I have a bachelor's
middle
in
school
communications.
diploma is awesome.
I graduated kindergarten. Thank you. No, but it's Ryan Enjoys Wrestling on all your social media platforms. Go follow me over there. Go follow us on TikTok at 2 Dudes with Attitudes, on Twitch at 2 Dudes_with Attitudes, where we are live on tonight doing these predictions because they're going to air at 3:00 in the morning. And we are also on Instagram at 2 Dudes with Attitudes podcast, and here on YouTube at 2 Dudes with Attitudes. So go follow us here and subscribe. Everyone watched our AEW video last week. Let's keep that momentum going, and let's continue building on it. And then if you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, we appreciate all the love and top 10% of all listened to wrestling podcasts. We want to get into that top 5%, the top 1%. And the way to do that is to like, comment, subscribe, and leave us a 5-star rating and review. And you tell everyone about your favorite 2 dudes on the internet. Help us climb up the ranks. Help us become something. And let's make this the best known wrestling podcast out there. And the way to do that is to show love.
2 Dudes Wolf Pack. We out.
2 dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the 2 dudes and our attitudes, ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E, the 2 dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, so